Hey, welcome to the Relentless Positivity Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Martin. Got a great guest today. Very interesting. Probably something you don't know very much about. Maybe you've heard about it. We're going to talk all about that, some misconceptions, how it works, how it doesn't. My guest is Jeremiah Saunders. So he's a hypnotist as well as an anxiety relief specialist. So Jeremiah, thanks for so much coming on, man.
Thank you for having me on too, brother.
Oh, absolutely, man. So we'll just get into it. So where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm actually from Southern California, San Diego.
Okay, man,
Yeah,
that's an amazing area.
it is lovely
Yeah,
out
I
here.
went there. I was like, man, the weather is worth every bit of money, whatever these people pay to live here.
Yeah, it definitely is. It never rains. It's always sunny.
Yeah.
So it's like 70 degrees year round. I
Oh
gotta love
man.
it.
Yeah, I'm in Alabama, so it's like 100 degrees and 100% humidity right now. So it's rough over
Ooh.
here. But yeah, man. So what kind of kid were you growing? What were you into growing up?
Growing up, I was like really active. I was always getting into karate. Um, I was into like sports heavily. I was doing like basketball, football, like whatever was like going on at school. Yeah, I was like mainly into like karate growing up.
Very cool, man. So yeah, so you kind of had your own struggles with anxiety, and that's kind of how you got into this. So where did anxiety start for you?
For me, I pinpointed it back down to when I was like 11 years old. So there's an event that happened in my life where I was breaking out in class, and then I just remember I had broken out, and then like the teacher was like in the middle of a lecture, and then I remember I had gotten up and told her, I was like, hey, like I need to go, like I'm breaking out, and then when I told her that, she stopped what she was doing to address me, and then like at that point, like I had like 30 kids like eyes on me. And like from there, I just felt like so just like shook. And like I didn't realize it then, but like as I did like some work, like I was like as I was older, what ended up happening was like I created this belief that I shouldn't exist and that I shouldn't be there because if I didn't exist, like I couldn't be like this nuisance to another person. And that started off when I was like 11, but like it didn't really play out until I was like in high school where it started like seeping into like all my social interactions. So like any situation that would be similar to that, like, and it got down to the point where like I couldn't even meet like a brand new person without like feeling that way. But like it got so intense to the point where like if I were to meet a brand new person, like I'll get a panic attack.
Wow.
And over the years, as I got older, it started to like dip into like other things. So for the first like I want to say like 9, 10 years, it was really just like a social aspect. And like when I started getting older, when I started having like more responsibilities as a grown adult, like I started like stressing about like other things. So like, do I got bills? Like, what's gonna happen if I do this? Like, I would wake up and just like have panic attacks. I would go to the store and just like feel like just like all like stressed out, and, like have anxiety and stuff like that too. But that's how it all started for me.
Man, so explain to people who've never had a panic attack, kind of what that feels like and what you're going through when you have a panic attack.
Well, one is horrible. um, it literally feels like the world's about to end. That was my case. And as far as like bodily like reactions, like I would get like a hot burning sensation inside my chest. It was hard for me to breathe. I was like, you're pretty much like hyperventilating. Your heartbeat feels like it's a machine gun. Like I'll get like tingly arms. I get like sweaty, and like it was just like hard to focus.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be, man. It sounds like you're having a heart attack. So,
Yeah.
so talk about that. Do you have a kind of a working definition you use with anxiety? Kind of what people would define anxiety as?
So me, like I like to simplify it, make it much more small than it what like a lot of people like put it out there as. I like to simplify it as a way to like give people a new perception on it. So what I like to describe anxiety as is the state of being fearful from your own thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah. So anxiety and like fear is really real, and like what you're actually doing when you're going through like an anxious or like a having like your own little anxiety episode is that like you're in a state of fear from your own thoughts. See, now fear is very real. So fear is something like there's like a live tiger in the room that you're in right now, and you are just like having these like major like bodily reactions, like you're having like adrenaline, you're in your fight or flight response. Now, anxiety is me telling you that, hey, in like 30 minutes, there's going to be a live tiger that's coming to the room. And while you're presently sitting here, safe and sound, your mind's just starting to race on that live tiger that's going to come in like 30 minutes. And while you're sitting there presently safe and sound, your mind's thinking of that live tiger, and your body is experiencing all the uh, emotional responses that you would be experiencing if that live tiger was there. So that's anxiety. So anxiety is just you being in a state of fear from your own thoughts.
Yeah, that's a cool definition, man. That's exactly what it is. That's cool when you think about that. And then that's what makes it so rough too, man. You can't really run away from your own head. So
Yeah, definitely.
you eventually found your way through it and kind of fought through and figured out how to deal with your own anxiety. What changed for you?
My thing was I found hypnosis. That's really what it was. Um, I had a lot of negative beliefs and misconceptions about it. I also like changed my mindset about it too. The biggest thing of me like with like my whole struggle with anxiety was that I kept telling myself like I have anxiety, I'm gonna work my way out of it. I have anxiety and I got this, or like I'm this way, but I'm still moving forward. It wasn't until I took out that belief, I stopped believing these beliefs that I had about my own anxiety and started telling myself things like I'm confident, I'm fine, I'm a cool, calm, and collected person. Like there's nothing to worry about. And when I started being present too, that's what really changed the game for me.
It's crazy. People think, well, it's just that simple. But I'm sure that was not just an overnight thing. It's something you did consistently. But I have a mindset coach that I work with, and he just says beliefs are decisions. If you can
Yeah,
decide that you're that kind of person, why not decide the opposite is true, right? So that's something
yeah.
you did. That's a cool way to look at that. So how long did that take? What was that process like? How long did that take for you?
So it took me like 15 years of like it took me 15 years with that main belief of like I have anxiety, I'm working my way out of it.
Hmm.
But the moment I learned how to be present, that was the moment it stopped.
Okay.
Like the moment like I had it the moment I realized I had that belief of like um that I have anxiety, I'm working my way out of it, and I started telling myself like literally like the moment I told myself that like literally the moment I said like hey like I'm not anxious, I'm confident, like I'm present. Like I know what I want. I started telling myself things that of like how I wanted to be. That's the moment it changed for me.
It's so powerful. It seems like
Yeah,
something that people call it woo woo, or I mean, it's backed by science. It's not just something that you're making up and you're just trying to sell something. It's actual science. You can look it up. It's a cool thing that people don't know about. So that's awesome you found that. So talked about hypnotism, man. That is something I don't know much about. So please tell me kind of how you found that, or how did you find a hypnotist? Did someone just recommend them to you? How did you find one?
I actually was turned on to it by there's a sales coach. I don't know if you knew Jordan Belfort.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so Jordan Belfort, he was in one of his like sales training videos. He talked about NLP, and from there, I just like looked it up because it's like really intriguing to me at the time. And I had watched a video of a dude who made me feel super depressed and super happy within like a split second.
Wow.
And then like I was also at the time I was doing it, I was in like door-to-door sales, and like that was at the time where I was just like experiencing it like super heavily. So I'll be at like doors having panic attacks, like literally like 50 doors a day, like 50 panic attacks. And what ended up happening was when I learned how to do that, I was confident at every single door. I was normal at every single door. When I had learned how to do that, like it was just a night and day shift. So that was like my only introduction into it. And then as the years went on, I started like diving more into it. And what hypnosis actually is pretty much just a tool that allows you to get into a rapport with your subconscious mind. Now, a lot of people they have like these misconceptions of hypnosis where it's like mind control. You see the little pendulum, and like you
Yeah.
see people doing like collecting like chickens and stuff like that. Um, so it's not mind control. It's like not sleep. It's not a loss of like consciousness or anything like that. You're actually fully conscious while doing it. You're like hyper aware of everything that's going on around you. You remember everything, and that little clucking chicken stuff like that. Like those are for comedic purposes.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that stuff is real, but you're seeing it in a comedic way. When we're using it with intention, we can create powerful shifts. So like hypnosis, like we've pretty much just stopped people from smoking who smoked for like 30 years in like literally like one session.
Wow.
Yeah. So like hypnosis, like I want to tell all your audiences like something that they would know. Like I just want you guys to think about like a movie that you guys saw. So like Titanic, for instance, and you guys, we all watched Titanic. we all watched where Leonardo DiCaprio's character was in like the water talking to his woman, and then like when he went to like just pretty much like drown and die, like everybody just responded emotionally to it. Everybody just cried, and that right there is hypnosis right there. So you know it's fake, but that scene engaged your imagination and engaged it in a way that made you respond with whatever emotion that you're feeling at the time. That time being sad. With hypnosis, we use it as a tool to create emotions, to create feelings, and like the habits that we do on a day-to-day basis, and rewrite it in a way that actually serves you guys.
That's cool, man. So what kind of training did you go through to become a hypnotist? And do you call yourself a hypnotist, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I wasn't sure the
I
title,
am.
man. All right, just making sure. I wasn't sure if that you never know it's an insult or anything with some of these titles. So cool. Yeah. So how long? What kind of trainings are you looking at? Is that something you go off at a conference, a certification deal? How does it work?
I did a certification deal. There is like some of my mentors, they never got certified. They just like done it, like they just learned from the best of like many of like the top hypnotists out there.
Hmm.
Uh, when I first got there, like I just wanted to get certified just to like get the like the ground base. And now that I've been certified for like over like a year and a half, I'm just like learning from all the top people. So like it's just like adding to my own like toolkit.
Very cool. So yeah, you're an anxiety relief specialist. What exactly does that mean? I mean, obviously you're going to help people. Does that, so you just kind of niche that down within the hypnotism? Is that what you do, or?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I do. So I
Okay.
use hypnosis as a tool to eliminate people from their anxiety so they can live the dream desire, the dream life that they desire and deserve.
Cool, man. So what are some examples of people you worked with? Some kind of success stories?
Some of the success stories. So I dealt with this older woman who struggled with it for like over 30 years, and she could never go into uh, a elevator without having like an episode. Now she can go in without pretty much like she can go into an elevator without having a second thought. Like it's like normal. Like how you and I can just like walk, casually like just like walk in the park. She can go into an elevator now. Another person who I dealt with, she had her driver's license for like 10 years, but she never felt comfortable like leaving her house or like driving alone. And like now she can comfortably like drive alone like without like a second thought, and like she can like finally drive over a bridge now too. Because like one of the biggest things that she could never do was like she could just like never drive over bridges. Like like other people had to drive over the bridge for her. She could never do it, and now she's doing it without a second thought.
Yeah. Which it seems like something small, but I know people that are scared of driving on bridges, man. They have these
Yeah,
thoughts in the back of their head, it's going to collapse or something bad's going to happen. They just can't bring themselves to do it, which seems crazy if it doesn't happen to you. But if it's you, then it's not just like, man, this has always been this way. So how many sessions would that take with somebody? Can it be just like that sometimes, or is it weeks and weeks? How does that work?
the 30-year-old, the older woman that had like it for like 30 years, I that was in a single session. Uh, the the lady that I told you about that could like never drive, the I took two sessions with her simply because like I noticed that so the first session I did with her, like it drastically reduced it. She was like I like to ask my clients like on a scale from like 1 to 10, how do you experience it? She said she was at like a level 8. And that first session, I took her from like an 8 to like a level 3. So
Wow.
that was just like a drastic reduction.
Hmm.
And then I just like realized that she had like a lot of beliefs around uh she had like some deeper rooted beliefs that are still causing the anxiety that I didn't get to in my first session. So when I did that with the second session, like I was able to fully eliminate it. But so with her, like for stronger cases, I'll do like two, but like generally it's always one.
Wow. That's so cool. Something that could be going on for 30 years in one session. So that's awesome. That's got to be super rewarding for you, right?
Yeah, just like hearing these success stories of like all my clients just like give me like motivation to keep doing it.
Oh, I
It's
bet.
like the best feeling in the world too.
Yeah, you changed someone's life in one session, man. That's very cool.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
what do you have some tips for people that may be dealing for anxiety right now?
Yeah, so if you do not choose to go the hypnosis route, best thing I can recommend is meditation. So with meditation, what you're really doing is practicing to calm your mind. You are literally, and it's also like when you meditate too, like you're also practicing being present too. So when you meditate, you're shutting off all the stimulus from like the outside world, like what you're seeing, and like you're shutting off like your mind, like for however long that you choose to meditate for. So that's my number one tip. Another one is positive affirmations. The deal with behind like positive affirmations is like you want to tell yourself these powerful things that move you in the direction that you want to go. And when you say positive affirmations, you want to do it in a way that actually like benefits you. You don't want to say things like I don't have anxiety anymore. You want to say things like I'm a confident person. I'm cool, calm, and collective no matter what I do. I am present every single day. I love myself. I am enough, and things like that.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's just like there's power in those words right there. The brain is so
Yeah,
much more powerful. A lot of us don't tap into it, man. So that's great. You found a way to do that.
yeah, definitely.
So how can people work with you? What if someone wants to say, "Hey, man, I'm in. I want to try it out." What would they do? What's the best way to reach you?
So I do have my social medias. I also have a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very I have a Facebook group too. So my Instagram will be Jeremiah underscore Saunders. That is JEREMIAH_SAUNDERS. And then I have a Facebook group, and it is facebook.com/groups/eliminate your anxiety. And with this, so I have like a bunch of content on both of them. The Facebook group is a lot more intimate. I'm able to like talk to people like one on one, where I do like more like one on one like questions and stuff like that. But like the content that I post in the Facebook group is like really curated towards like specific needs of like individuals that are in there. And also on my Instagram, I have a link to like talk with me. So in case that you do feel the need to actually get uh, like coaching or whatever like that, like you can always schedule a call with me, and from there we can discuss like whether like we'd be a good fit to work with each other.
Cool. Yeah, I'll link all that stuff in show notes, so they can go click directly on that. But man, and I imagine you could do it right on Zoom too, right? It could be wherever. You're in California, but they can be wherever, right?
Yeah, the 30-year-old the lady, the lady that I dealt with who had it for 30 years, she was in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So she's on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. Last one of the person who I dealt with, he was in like Toronto, Canada. So like I get to help people from all over the world. So
There you go. Hey, go check out Jeremiah, man. Go give us some help. It's worth a shot. It could be one session. You could completely change your life. So, like I said, I'll link all that in show notes. And Jeremiah, appreciate the work you're doing out there, man. Changing lives. People, we need more like out there.
yeah, thank you.
Cool.
We need more people like you, just spreading all this positivity, man.
That's all right, man. It takes us all, man. So appreciate what you're doing. I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you, brother.
Another great episode in the books. Hey, speaking of books, do you ever read books? You should go check out Relentless Positivity. It's available on Amazon. It hit the bestsellers list. Maybe you can go check it out on there. You can Google it on there. Also, if you need a shirt or a hat or a mug or anything you want to put your face or your logo on, you need to check out Apparelab. You need to go check out their merch catalog they got going on. Just maybe get some ideas what you need for your business or your personal life. Apparelab.com. Don't do that. It's .co. Do it without the M. Check them out. Use promo code Relentless. You can email them at theapparelab@gmail.com. Use promo code Relentless. Save yourself some money. Get some awesome products. Work with some cool people. Appreciate them sponsoring. Also, my friend Dominic Garver, go refinance your house. Go at least go check out your numbers. That's what I did. He checked them out, looked at what I had, and said I didn't need anything. Said I was good. So maybe that's the case, or maybe he can help you out. He saved a local veteran, took 10 years off his loan while also lowering his monthly payment. That's hard to beat right there. So check him out at his website, rocketcitymortgageguy.com, or give him a call at 256-714-1429. He's a friend of mine. You can trust him. Dominic Garver, a great guy. Thank you so much for sponsoring, and thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you have a great day.